Yes, welcome back. The home stretch, I did say to you that it's going to be different because this home stretch is all about women, and I am the one fortunate man who is surrounded by beautiful women in the studio this morning because it is International Women's Day 2014.
I therefore christen thee from now on Balogun. I shall not complete that statement.
I completed it already.
Okay, I'm the fortunate one. It's International Women's Day. It's a time to reflect on progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who have played an extraordinary role in the history of our country and communities around this nation. And same applies to the rest of the world because that's what everyone all around the world is doing today. To have this conversation with us, on my right-hand side, I've got Dr. Ada Ekweme-Onora, the President, Professional Women of Calvax, Southeast and South-South. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
And on the other side is Hajia Abimbola Fawemi, who is the founder, Powerful Women of Purpose. Great to have you here. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice being here.
Yes, every year we have this conversation. Every year we come back to the same thing. Yes, we want to celebrate women, whether they are ordinary or extraordinary, but they're doing extraordinary things to change the nation, to change our communities. And the primary thing is they are the bearers of good news in terms of children and raising them to become the excellent people that will change the nation. What is there to celebrate in 2014?
Wow. Quite a number of things. As a matter of fact, I will call them phenomenal ones. If you look back, we were here by God's grace last year, exactly a year, and I would say within the 1 year, you have quite a number of things that has taken place in form of changes. I would call them form of empowerment. And I think it's still within the 1 year that we have the ascendance of women to some presidencies like Malawi and South Korea. These are, I would call, they're phenomenal. And then to come closer to our local level, I don't know if you would call this personal, but I just have to let you know what I did randomly to go to the marketplace because I just realized something has to be done. When I say something has to be done, to help. So I went to the marketplace and interviewed the girls who hawk. I interviewed the first 20 and I asked them exactly the pertinent question. Do you like to go to school? I'm saying out of 20, 19 dropped their trays, they were ready to go with me, which means they would want to go. It's only they have found themselves in situations they cannot but go with. And what is the cause of that? Poverty. Who is poor? Their mothers. How can I help? And so, you know, it's very interesting, and I'm very, very happy to say that most of the mothers were just ready because they claimed, oh, I want an Okonjo Iweala too in my house. You know, I want Diziani, I want this, I want that, you know, telling you that they too want education except for the situation they find themselves.
Okay, let me ask you, Dr. Ada Ekweme-Onora, if you were asked the same question I just asked Hajia now, what is there to celebrate for womanhood in Nigeria today?
Thank you. I will say we celebrate the great awareness. When I say awareness, it's not just women now, the men folk. Men folk nowadays, when you talk, they'll say, oh, give women this. Even to the basic, most mundane things you can talk about, they are now realizing that women should have some, if not equal, some amount of visibility and participation in things that are happening now. So it's going down to the grassroots. That's taking our president's 35% positive affirmation on women, and of course, the energetic way the First Lady is promoting women issues and for women empowerment, for people to know. The important thing to me that is phenomenal is that the common man, I'm an Igbo woman, for an Igbo man to come to a place and say, oh, what of the women?
Oh.
It is phenomenal. I would say it is phenomenal. I belong to the Ohanese group, which is apex of the Igbo, all the Igbos, just like they have Odua Fenifere, I think, or Odua and Arewa. So, normally, before now, the women tend to, like we come, they sit at the background. But now, I can tell you, my dear, that they'll come to say, oh, when they give even the color, some even made the mistake of showing me color. They say, well, they now remember, oh, she's a woman. But the thing is, that's this thing of, oh, women, they can talk. It is phenomenal that at the grassroots, people are now aware that women are there. Women are there. So we've come, we've not reached, but we've come a long way.
What about concerning issues of the girl child and abuse and things like that? Have we made any significant steps forward, Hajia?
Yes, like I said, I went and interviewed these mothers because I'm quite aware of the fact that tradition stands in that place is a form of barrier for you to say a girl child should go to school.
Should not be educated.
Yeah, and all that.
Okay.
So that was the first step I took to talk to the mothers. And like I told you, it was really awesome, although it was strange to me initially because I thought the mothers were going to say, oh, no, let her do what she doesn't belong to school.
What about abuse? Abuse?
It's a form of abuse. Girl hawking is a form of abuse. When I say form of abuse, they get abducted, they get raped, HIV on the increase. Because
you know the one I'm talking about.
Okay. I know the abuse you're talking about, and unwanted pregnancies. So these are forms of abuse that the girl child undergoes, like unconsciously, and so having availing her now with education, and I would say quality, it's going to help her, the girl child. Is that on with what you're asking? Is that what you're expecting?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Giving her quality education is going to help her. She's going to be out of that.
Now, would I be right to assume that what you're saying is that if you educated a girl child, all the forms of discrimination and abuse that she goes through will be minimal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I get the picture. The theme for this year is Equality for Women is Progress for All. How so? I know that she alluded to that in her opening salvo when she said, educate the woman.
Okay, if you pardon me, I got a piece of paper here, a quote from the United Nations Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. Can I read it out? He said, countries with more gender equality have better economic growth. That's what he said. And then companies with more women leaders perform better. He also said, peace agreements that include women are more durable. Parliaments with more women enact more legislation on key social issues like health, education, anti-discrimination, and child support. And then he's now said, the evidence is clear. Equality for women means progress for all. I think this summarizes it all. It's coming from the Secretary General, the UN Secretary General, and then also coming from the First Lady also celebrated it, and she equally said the same thing. And so yes, when we attain some sort of equality for women, there will be massive development for the country.
How can we therefore achieve the goal of having more women in leadership positions?
from the grassroots, like I said, educating the girl child.
That's right.
Yeah, there are fewer women ministers. It's not because there's a dearth of educated women in Nigeria.
Good. Now that comes to the men. Because women don't, there are some, you know, when you talk of abuse, you know, we always talk about, okay, that's the serious one about maybe sexual abuse, child slavery and trading and so on, and the spousal abuse. But there is political abuse too.
Political abuse.
Political abuse.
There is no
How does that work?
abuse.
Yes, because if you look at our all the acts in the legislative acts in the concerning politics, they're all men. They tend towards they are all not gender friendly to women. So for starters, I'm not talking politics here, but at least for starters, we know that the only legislative position for a woman is just woman leader, national woman leader. That's the only one they can make a budget
No,
for.
but doctor, that being said, we must acknowledge that there are more women in President Jonathan's cabinet than there have ever been.
Bless our president. Yes, that's why I said before. So we are starting now. He's starting, and then the NGOs are now going to the grassroots to talk to them that it is their civic duty, not just right, duty and right, to come out and join in the governance, in the polity, you know, because there's politics everywhere, in homes, politics everywhere, so we're all political animals, they say. So if we try to educate them, we now
Good.
tell women,
That's the word.
we have to educate them. Don't just go and be spectators. Start clapping. Yeah. My people will say, mba, mba, oh, yeah, yeah, mba, mba. Oh, we should stop just being clappers. Men should learn to clap for good women.
Good.
So,
And we do clap sometimes.
please, you
we
do.
clap
So we
sometimes.
want more than-
Now we want most
we are
times.
more than-
Yes.
So we need key positions. Like, yeah, women they are talking about it now. When we go to, because we all belong to other social, well, maybe political social things. And then, like there's this way fund, which for women, for equality, and they come together to help empower women who want to be in politics. That means they're encouraging women to come out more. If you don't come out more, you will not know what is happening. If you're in your house, you can be a minister. They can't come to your house and fetch you. They will not know what you can do. So awareness is what we are trying to do. The NGOs should be doing to do that, and then legislations.
Okay.
I go back to that. Legislation, empower women, they are poor. The poorest of the poor is a woman.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask Haja, this we have to begin to wind down now. In terms of empowerment, we talk about empowerment in terms of government and people giving power to women. How will the woman empower herself and be bold enough to come out and do the things she's destined to do?
Great. The first time I visited Channels, I came here and I told you, I remember I said, my belief to answer that question is to start with the girl children, because they are the core of the cake. She is going to transform into this woman you're talking about. So start with her, educate her, help her with her self-esteem. A self-esteem, highly self-esteem person has that poise. She is ready to go into all these things we're discussing, including politics. She has this poise that will help her to differentiate. You know, she's able to say no when it's necessary. She says yes when it's very good, and on and on. So it translates to any level you want to talk about. Okay? And so she gets empowered when she's able to, when she's educated. There's just nothing you can do without
So
that.
the key to all of this really
It's
is
education, education. When she's educated, she now grows to be an educated woman. She's going to nurture educated children, community, nations.
Okay, final question that I would ask you, Dr. Kwame Honora. some people are making it clear, as far as they are concerned, part of the problem of women is in our mothers and their choice of training that they give to their sons. How do we begin to train our sons to understand that the way they choose to treat not just their mother but all women is what will translate into a better nation, a better country, and everything?
Why do they have to put the upbringing of children to the mothers alone?
Because a lot of times it's the mothers that spend the most time with children, which is true.
And the code. So I get you.
Because in my own days, in our native, in our culture too, when a child is bad, it's the mother's child. When it's good, oh, the man calls my boy, my girl, things like that.
I think it's the same in every culture.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
That
Oh,
child is the mother's child.
Yes, the mother's child. Okay. So if I get you rightly, it's like a woman that has political power in her home could do that, and has financial power too. Because if a mother is not under abuse, I would say, when everything has to, before she makes any decision, or the decision of the man who is not around, like we all know, to watch the child, to watch him or her as she's going with her behavior. When she's not there, we just come, why did you tell him to do? Please go. So vetoes the woman's, so the woman should then have her own power, political power in the home.
So it still comes back to empowerment of women to be able to take that decision.
So
well, we have to wrap up now, and I must say thank you very much, Dr. Ada Ekweme Onora, President, Professional Women of Calvac, Southeast and South-South. And also thank you very much, Haji Abimbola Fawemi, the founder, Powerful Women of Purpose.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, and that wraps it up this morning, Alera.
And that's our program for today. We'll bring you a fresh one, and I mean piping hot, next Saturday. Please make it a date. My name is Alera Edu.
My name is Kadi Akintami, hoping you have a wonderful weekend and a truly blessed week.